Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Megha Rajpoot, Assistant Professor in B.SC CS Department, IIMT College of Science and Technology. So, in the last video, we discussed about the basics of database management system, like database, and database management system, the architecture of database, types of database model, and etc. So now in this presentation, we discuss about what is ER diagram. So, or what is ER model. This topic also belongs to the database management system. So where it is used and what are the uses of ER diagram. So जब भी हम कोई डेटाबेस क्रिएट करते हैं, डेटाबेस टेबल बनाते हैं, तो और डेटाबेस टेबल बनाने से पहले या फिर उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करने से पहले हमें किस चीज़ की जरूरत पड़ती है, उसको डिजाइनिंग प्रोसेस की। ठीक है, तो जब भी हम डेटाबेस टेबल बना रहे हैं तो उसकी सबसे पहले हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा, हमें डिजाइन करना पड़ेगा। लाइक जो हम डीबीएमएस बना रहे हैं, सपोज हमें इस कॉलेज का डेटाबेस बनाना है, तो इस कॉलेज के डेटाबेस के अंदर मल्टीपल टेबल्स होंगी। लाइक स्टूडेंट टेबल्स होगी, स्टूडेंट का अलग डेटाबेस बनेगा, टीचर्स का अलग डेटाबेस बनेगा, है ना, नॉन टीचिंग स्टाफ्स का अलग बनेगा, कोर्सेज का अलग बनेगा। और फिर इन सारे टेबल्स को हम आपस में क्या करेंगे, कनेक्ट करेंगे। तो ये सारी प्रोसेस जो है वो किसके थ्रू सबसे पहले करेंगे, हम ईआर मॉडल के थ्रू। मीन्स हम इसकी डिजाइनिंग करेंगे बाय यूजिंग ईआर मॉडल और बाय यूजिंग ईआर डायग्राम। So ये होता क्या है, सो व्हाट इज ईआर मॉडल और व्हाट इज ईआर डायग्राम। सो द एंटिटी relational model is a model for identifying entities to be represented in the database and representation of how those entities are related. Okay, so we can say the ER data model specify the schema that represents the overall logical structure of a database graphically. We can see the pictorial representations of attributes, the pictorial representation of symbols is called a diagram. So, the other parts, we can see the ER relationship diagram explain the relationship among the entities present in the database. And the ER model are used to model real world objects like a person, a car, or a company, and the relation between these real world objects. In, in short, we can say the ER diagram is a structural format of the database. So these are some symbols which use to design the ER model. So ये डिफरेंट टाइप्स के सिंबल्स हैं जो कि हम यूज करते हैं जब भी हम कोई डेटाबेस बनाते हैं। उस डेटाबेस का जब हम डिजाइनिंग करते हैं बाय यूजिंग ईआर डायग्राम। सो फर्स्ट सिंबल है आपका रेक्टेंगल। मीन्स रेक्टेंगल किसको शो करता है, हमारी एंटिटीज को। जो भी हम एंटिटीज चूज करते हैं, एंटिटीज इज कॉल्ड अ रियल वर्ल्ड ऑब्जेक्ट। और हम जैसे लाइक हम टेबल बना रहे हैं किसी डेटाबेस के अंदर, लाइक सपोज हम स्टूडेंट टेबल बना रहे हैं। और तो जो स्टूडेंट टेबल है, जो स्टूडेंट नेम है, उसको हम क्या बोलेंगे, उसको हम एंटिटीज बोलेंगे और एंटिटी से डिनोट करेंगे, जो कि किससे डिनोट होती है, आपकी रेक्टेंगल से। ओके, सो उस टेबल हमने टेबल बना ली, मीन्स हमने एंटिटी डिसाइड कर ली। उसके बाद हमें डिसाइड करना है कि उसके फर्दर फील्ड्स क्या होंगे, उस टेबल के अंदर हम फील्ड्स क्या लेंगे। मीन्स किस टाइप की इंफॉर्मेशन हमें उस टेबल के अंदर फिल करनी है। तो जो हम स्टूडेंट टेबल ले रहे हैं, तो स्टूडेंट का उस स्टूडेंट का हम क्या लेंगे, क्या क्या फील्ड्स होंगे स्टूडेंट के फर्दर। लाइक स्टूडेंट का नेम हमें एंटर करना होगा, उसका रिकॉर्ड, स्टूडेंट का रिकॉर्ड हमें फिल करना होगा। किस फॉर्म में फिल करना होगा, स्टूडेंट का नेम, स्टूडेंट का रोल नंबर, स्टूडेंट का एड्रेस, एज, and etc. Lots of attributes we will define in student table or in student entities. So second one is an ellipse. It is denoted by the attributes. And next one is a relationship, means diamond shape, which denotes for the relationship. Line which connect to the entity set and the relationship types. And double ellipse shows the multivalent attributes, and double rectangle shows the weak entities. So these are the different types of symbols which is used in ER model. And there are some different types of component, or there's some kind components of ER diagram like entity, attributes, and relationship. So entity is further divided into two types like strong entity and weak entity. Attributes divided in key attributes, composite attributes, multi-value drive, and relationship divided into one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, and many-to-many. सो व्हाट इज एंटिटी. सो एंटिटी क्या है, मैंने प्रीवियस स्लाइड में आपको बताया कि जब भी हम कोई डेटाबेस बनाते हैं और उस डेटाबेस के अंदर जब भी हम टेबल बनाते हैं, उस टेबल को हम क्या बोलते हैं, एंटिटी बोलते हैं. सो हम इस डायग्राम में देख सकते हैं जो रेक्टेंगल के अंदर है क्या है, स्टूडेंट. तो स्टूडेंट आपके क्या है, एक एंटिटी है. ठीक है. तो सो हम कह सकते हैं कि जो एंटिटी है, like we can say an entity may be an object with a physical existence, a particular person, or car, house, or employee, or it may be an object with a conceptual existence. कुछ ना कुछ उसका conceptual existence होगा, उसको हम क्या बोलेंगे, entity बोलेंगे. ओके. और नेक्स्ट है आपका एंटिटी सेट. एंटिटी सेट हम इसको बोलेंगे, एंटिटी सेट इज एन ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ एंटिटी टाइप. ये एक ऑब्जेक्ट है एंटिटी टाइप का. एंटिटी टाइप हमने क्या डिसाइड किया है, स्टूडेंट. ठीक है. तो उस स्टूडेंट को किससे बिलोंग करेंगे, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट एंटिटी सेट से, लाइक वन टू थ्री, यहाँ पे कोई भी एंटिटी सेट हो सकता है. ठीक है. So we can say, so we can introduce in this entity set or entity in our ER diagram. Next one is a strong entity. Strong entity is complete by itself and is not dependent on any other entity type. It possesses a primary key which describes each instance in the strong entity set uniquely. सो हमने इसमें एक वर्ड देखा, प्राइमरी की. सो ये प्राइमरी की क्या है, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में हम इसको भी सीखेंगे. प्राइमरी की क्या होती है, देयर आर डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ केस. ओके. सो सो व्हाट इज स्ट्रॉन्ग एंटिटी. स्ट्रॉन्ग, जैसे कि मैंने बताया कि स्ट्रॉन्ग एंटिटी क्या है, एक कंप्लीट. स्ट्रॉन्ग एंटिटी इज अ कंप्लीट by itself and is not dependent on any other entity type. So that means any element in the strong entity set can be uniquely identified. Okay, so it is denoted by double lines. In the given diagram, the dependent entities is called a weak entity. It is denoted by double rectangle. So what is weak entity? Weak entity cannot be used independently. हम इसको independently use नहीं कर सकते. ये किस पे depend होती है, strong entity पे depend होती है. Okay, so it is dependent on the strong entity type known as its owner entity. Also, the relationship that connects the weak entity to its owner identity is called the identifying relationship. Next topic is the types of attributes. So there are different types of attributes. First one is the simple attributes. Simple attributes may contain the atomic values which cannot be divided further. For example, a student phone number is an atomic value. A phone number attributes contain the atomic value like in digits number. Okay. Next one is the composite attributes. Composite attributes are made of more than one simple attributes. For example, a student's complete name may have first name and last name. Okay. So name further divided into the sub attributes like first name, last name, middle name. So it is called the composite attributes. And next one is the derived attributes. So what is derived attributes? Derived attributes are the attributes that do not exist in the physical database, but their value are derived from other attributes. Like, for example, we can say like age. If a person age choose as a attribute, so age can be derived from the from date of birth. Okay, so date of birth. So age can be denoted by the derived attributes. Okay, we can calculate the age. How we can calculate the age? ओके। तो अगर हमें उस सपोज हमें किसी पर्सन की एज कैलकुलेट करनी है, तो हम एज कैलकुलेट कैसे करेंगे? अगर हमें उस पर्सन का डीओबी पता होगा, मीन्स डेट ऑफ बर्थ पता होगा, तभी हम उसकी एज कैलकुलेट कर पाएंगे। हम कह सकते हैं जो एज एट्रीब्यूट्स है वो कहाँ से ड्राइव होके आया है? डेट ऑफ बर्थ से। ठीक है, तो एज का कोई फिजिकल एग्जिस्टेंस नहीं होता, बट डीओबी का फिजिकल एग्जिस्टेंस है, उसका कुछ स्टोरेज है, वो फिक्स वैल्यू है कि भाई डीओबी आपका इस टाइम पे कोई डेट है, फिक्स डेट है, और वहां से हम किसी पर्टिकुलर पर्सन की एज कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं। Next one is a single value attributes. So what is single value attribute? It contains single value. For example, social security number is called a single value attributes. Next one is a multi-value attributes. Multi-value attributes may contain more than one values. For example, a person can have more than one phone number, more than one email. Okay, so these fields or these attributes like phone number, emails belongs to the multi-value attributes. So next topic is a relationship. So there are different types of relationship we discussed in the previous slide, like one to many, many to one, and many to many. So first one is before this, we should know about what is relationship. So relationship is the association among entities is called a relationship. For example, an employee works at a department, a student enrolls in a course, and here work at and enroll are called relationship. So there are some relationship like one to one. So what is a one to one relationship? One in the one to one relationship, one entity from entity set A can be associated with at most one entity of entity set B, and vice versa. And in the one to many relationship, one entity from entity set A can be associated with more than one entity of entity set B. However, an entity from entity set B can be associated with at most one entity. In the given diagram, we can say the one to many relationship. We can see the one to many relationship. The next one is a many to one relationship. So what is many to one relationship? It is more than one entities from entity set A can be associated with at most one entity of entity set B. However, an entity from entity set B can be associated with more than one entity from entity set B. The following diagram, we can see the many to one relationship. Next one is the many to many. In many to many, one entity from A can be associated with more than one entity from B and vice versa. So this is the diagram of ER relationship diagram. It is called relationship diagram. It does look like ER diagram. So in this ER diagram, the student is called the entity, or it is denoted by the rectangle. And phone number, roll number, name, birth date, age, these are the fields, or these are the attributes. Okay, so age is a derived attribute because it is denoted by dotted ellipse. Birth date is a single value attributes. Roll number is a single value attributes, and phone number is a multi-valued attributes, or multi-valued valued attributes is denoted by double ellipse. And name is a composite attributes because it is further divided into two attributes like first name and last name. And next topic is a database management system, database keys. So database, there are different kinds of keys in DBMS. So before kinds of keys, we know we should know about what is key. So what is key? Key plays an important role in the relational database. It is used to uniquely identify any record or row of data from the table. It is also used to establish and identify relationship between tables. Okay, so some tables are given. So in student table, ID is used as a key because it is unique for each student. And in person table, Passport number, license number, SSN are keys since they are unique for each person. So there are four types of keys. Like first one is a primary key, next one is a candidate key, super key, and foreign key. These are four types of keys in database. So what is primary key? So primary key is the first key which is used to identify one and only one instance of an entity uniquely. An entity can contain multiple keys as we saw in person table. The key which is most suitable from those lists become a primary key. In the employee table, ID can be primary key since it is unique for each employee. In the employee table, we can even select license number and passport number as a primary key because these attributes also the unique. For each entity, selection of primary key is based on the requirement of developer. Next one is a candidate key. A candidate key is an attributes or set of and attributes which can uniquely identify a tuple. The remaining attributes except for primary key are considered as a candidate key. The candidate key are as a strong as a primary key. For example, in an employee table or in a given table, the primary key employee ID is suited or is the best for the primary key, chooses as a primary key, and rest one is like a passport number, license number, SSN number, choose as a candidate key because it is also uniquely identified. Next one is a super key. So what is super key? Super key is a set of attributes which can uniquely identify a tuple. Super key is a superset of a candidate key. In the above table, employee ID, employee name, the true name of the employee can be the same, but their employee ID can't be the same. Hence, this combination can also be a key. So super key would be employee ID and employee name. Okay, so these super key is the combination of these two attributes. And what is foreign key? So foreign key are the column of the table which is used to find the primary key of another table. In the company, every employee works in a specific department and employee and department are two different entities. So we can't store the information of the department in the employee table. So that's why we link these two tables through the primary key of one table. We add the primary key of the department table, department ID as a new attributes in the employee table. So department ID is work as a foreign key for the employee table. Next topic is a generalization. So generalization is like a bottom-up approach in which two or more entities or more entities of lower level combine to form a higher level entity if they have some attributes in common. In generalization, an entity of a higher level can also combine with the entities of the lower level to form a further higher level entities. Generalization is more like a subclass and superclass system, but the only difference is the approach. Generalization uses the bottom-up approach. In generalization, entities are combined to form a more generalized entities that is subclass or combined to make a superclass. For example, faculty and student entity can be generalized and create a higher level entity person in the given diagram we can see. Next one is a specialization. So specialization is a top-down approach and it is opposite to generalization. In specialization, one higher level entity can be broken down into two lower level entities. The specialization is used to identify the subset of an entity set that shares some distinguished characteristics. Normally, the superclass is defined first, subclass and its related attributes are defined next, and relationship set are then added. In an employee management system, employee entity can be specialized as a tester or developer based on what role they play in the company. Next is a aggregation. In aggregation, the relation between two entities is treated as a single entity. In aggregation, relationship with its corresponding entities is aggregated into higher level entity. Center entity offers the source entity act as a single entity in the relationship, which is in a relationship with another entity visitor. In the real world, if visitor visit a coaching center, then he will never inquiry about the course only or just about the center. Instead, he will ask the inquiry about course. So in the given diagram, we can see the aggregation process. Like center course are two entities which is combined and work as a single entity, and which is related or which is linked by the another entity visitor by help by helping the inquiry relationship. Next topic is a reduction of ER diagram to table. So this is the ER diagram. In this ER diagram, there are lots of entities are there and have the lots of attributes, different attributes. So in the given ER diagram, we can see the four entities like student, course, subject, lecturer, and uh, it have the different attributes like student entity have attributes like address, name, student ID, age, hobby, DOB, and same as course have course ID, course name, and which is linked to the subject entity, and subject entity have the lecture ID, the subject ID, subject name, and these entities are linked to each other by using or by helping the by using the foreign key console. So by this ER diagram, we drive or we reduce the table. So these are the five tables which is derived from this ER diagram. Next topic is the integrity constraint. So what is integrity constraint? Integrity constraint, uh, integrity constraint are a set of rules. It is used to maintain the quality of information. So integrity constraint ensure that the data insertion, updating, and other processes have to be performed in such a way that data integrity is not affected. Means डेटा हमारा जो है वो हमारा कैसा होना चाहिए, यूनिक होना चाहिए और एक इंटीग्रल फॉर्म में होना चाहिए. So there are four types of integrity constraint like domain constraint, entity integrity constraint, differential integrity constraint, and key constraint. So what is domain constraint? Domain constraint can be defined as the definition of a valid set of values for an attribute. The data type of domain include string, character, integer, time, date, currency, etc. The value of the attributes must be available in the corresponding domain. In the given table, we can say uh, the different attributes like ID, name, semester, age. So in the age attributes or in the age column, there we should define the domain like age should be uh, inserted in the integer form in the in the number form. So if suppose when we insert the record of age or we insert the string value in the place of integer value, then it will be violated or it can be violated because domain constraint may source the value should be integer. Okay. So next one is the entity integrity constraint. The entity integrity constraint state that primary key value can't be null. This is because the primary key value is used to identify individual rows in relation. And if the primary key has a null value, then we can't identify those rows. A table can contain a null value other than the primary key. अगर हमने किसी टेबल में किसी कॉलम को प्राइमरी की नहीं बनाया तो हम उसको नल छोड़ सकते हैं, हम उसको नल सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं। अगर हमने किसी कॉलम को एज अ प्राइमरी की चूज किया है तो हम उसको नल नहीं कर सकते। हमें हर रोज में कोई ना कुछ हमें रिकॉर्ड फिल करना ही होगा, हम उसको एम्प्टी नहीं छोड़ सकते। Next one is a referential integrity constraint. It is related to a foreign key. Okay, so referential integrity constraint is specified between two tables. In the referential integrity constraint, if a foreign key in a table 1 refers to the primary key of a table 2, then every value of the foreign key in a table 1 must be null or be available in table 2. So these two tables are linked by using foreign key concept, and it is called the referential integrity constraint. And last one is a key constraint. So what is key constraint? So basically it is related to the unique key concept. So key are the entities that entity set that is used to identify an entity within its entity set uniquely. An entity set can have multiple keys, but out of which one key will be the primary key. A primary key contain a unique and null value in the relational table. So this is the uh, table of the key constraint, table for the example of the key constraint. So these are the types of constraint in detail constraint. So thank you so much. That's all. Thank you so much, everyone.